Good morning, guys. It's another day. Just thought I would do a little video. I wanted to talk about something that I've been dealing with lately, which is ADHD. I guess my medicated ADHD, but with depression. So I'm just gonna be talking about that throughout this video. I think I'm gonna do a vlog as well, just kind of go about my day, because vlogging also helps me get things done. And as you'll hear later in the video, that's something I've been struggling with. I've been struggling with getting things done. And so yeah, I just it's been interesting these last few weeks, kind of figuring out what was wrong with me, because I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. Because this time my depression was manifesting different, my ADHD was manifesting different, and yeah, just interesting. So I just thought I would share it with y'all in case anyone has a similar experience or eventually does, and then they'll be able to find it helpful or find this video helpful in determining what to do or determining what's happening. But yeah, so I just woke up a little while ago. I took Humpty on this little hot girl walk. He looks like so, I don't know what the word to use is, but like goofy maybe? Like he's just been sitting here staring at me. Anyway, yeah, so I give him a shower or like a bath every time we go out, because I live in the city and I can't stop thinking about all the dog pee, and like I live also near bars, so I'm like college throw up that's probably on the ground. So I wash his feet every time we come back into the apartment, in his face, and he's just really wet right now and just like unhappy. But anyway, I have some stuff I'm gonna do. I'm having a kind of a rough time at work right now as well. It's like right before the holidays and everyone's gone, but like there's still like stuff happening. So that's a little stressful, but I'm going to clean up my apartment because I fly to California in 2 days, and I just want to make sure my apartment's like clean so that when I come back, it'll just, I don't know, you know when you get back to your place after a trip and it's a mess and you're just like, ugh. I don't want that. I want it to be clean, I want it to be nice, I want my laundry done, I want fresh sheets, and that way I don't have to worry about anything when I get back, because I feel like this trip's gonna take a lot out of me, and I know that when I get back I might not be, I don't know, able to do those things. So yeah, gonna do some of that. Let's go. Hey guys, I'm gonna make a coffee. My apartment's really small, so I actually like have to put all my appliances away. So I'm gonna get my Nespresso machine out. Kind of want something to drink, but I don't know what I want to drink, so I'm just gonna make a coffee. I don't drink caffeine really, so I'm gonna have a decaf coffee, but like I like the idea of caffeine, so I'm gonna sprinkle in some like decaf, regular instant coffee into my drink. But yeah, like I found like I already have anxiety, and then with my Concerta, with my ADHD medication, it's definitely not helped when I have caffeine. So yeah, I try to avoid it. Anyway, I'm kind of pumped about my coffee. I'm also gonna have some of these. Magic Mind sent me these. They're Magic Mind Mental Performance Gummies. I used to work with them. I don't work with them anymore, but I really still love their products. I use them every day. I haven't tried these gummies yet though. How many are you supposed to have? It says Mental Performance Gummies, clear focus, calm mind, less stress, green apple for kids and adults. Cute. It tastes like a vitamin. They like taste like green apple, but also kind of like a vitamin, so it's fine. I'm not like a real coffee drinker. I like the sweet fun stuff, but I have like family members that are, and they're like, taste this amazing coffee, and I'm like, this tastes like shit. And yeah, I don't know why, but I like my fun. Alrighty, now we're gonna organize my closet. I'm trying to find a pair of pants that I cannot find, and like I've been looking everywhere for them and I just still can't find them, so I'm just gonna clean out my whole closet and use this as an opportunity to organize everything, and also donate and get rid of some stuff that's just like not wearable anymore. I can't find my tripod either, so we're just gonna, anyway, I just thought I would do some cleaning and organizing while I talk about what's been going on. So yeah, I haven't posted in a little while. I've been kind of going through it. If you're new to my channel, or if this is the first video you're watching, there's like another video that can kind of go into like my story, I guess. I talk a lot about mental health on this channel and neurodivergency, and I'll link the video up here somewhere. But yeah, like I feel like I've been doing pretty good for most of this year, given everything that's happened these last few years. Like things kind of settled down for me. I got my apartment in DC, and like I had a lovely summer. I made a lot of friends. I was hanging out with a lot of my friends. Work was good. Just everything was kind of like moving well. And then fall and winter started coming up on me, and First of all, like I already get seasonal depression, so I was kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna feel down, I guess, for a little while because of this weather. But then I realized I was like more than that. I was having more like days that were tougher, you know, like days where I actually felt really sad and like down, and my feelings were kind of up and down for a while. And like I'm in therapy every week. I also have a new psychiatrist that I was seeing every single week for about 2 months because we were just establishing care and we had some tests we were gonna run. Humpty, you can't have the coffee, it'll be over for you. And I was going into therapy and being like, yeah, I've been feeling down. Like, I'm like worried that it's gonna turn into what it used to be, like depression wise. And she was like, well, this is just sadness. Like, let's just write it out. Let's see what it's about. And we can try to like navigate it and figure out what's wrong. Which was helpful, you know, because I was like, okay, maybe I'm not depressed. You know, like depression has to be for like at least a series of weeks. And then like 2 weeks ago in therapy, my therapist was like, okay, so you're depressed, because like I guess this had been going on long enough that she was like, okay, she has depression, it's not just like sadness or whatever. And that was really helpful in identifying, like someone else helping me to identify that it was depression, because it didn't look like my depression of the past. Humpty, you cannot have this coffee. He wants it so bad. Let me see. Oh, are you sad? You can't have it? Anyway, so yeah, it was kind of like helpful for someone to be like, okay, like this does look like depression. And I was like, okay, that's interesting, because like I don't feel like it looks like the depression of my past. Like my past depression, like the big one, was like I was in bed face down all day crying, like literally just all day for I think years, honestly. It was not cool. I do not recommend. But yeah, like it just didn't look the same to me. And so I was trying to figure out what was wrong. I was just kind of like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I feel like this, like, or like why like I'm not being as productive at work. Like I'm feeling really down about that. That's making me feel bad. But also, Humpty, you can't have the coffee. He's so angry. 1 second. Let me just chug this actually and then remove. Yeah, so it just like looked a little different, and like, cause I wasn't just like lying in bed crying all day for months, you know? And yeah, I was in therapy, like working through some serious stuff. Like every day I would come and be like, I need to talk about this. And like, it wasn't just like, my work is hard today, which is like useful sometimes, but it was like deep childhood things. That's what I like at my point in therapy now, that's kind of what I'm working on. I'm working on like really delving into my childhood and like how it's affected me and like why I act the way I do, so I can make changes in my life that like for the better. And yeah, like that's just been like therapy's been really helpful for me over the years, and it's been helpful for me now. But yeah, like I was like I wasn't feeling super down every day. Like some days I'd wake up and I'd feel okay. My energy levels were a lot further down. So like my primary symptoms that I was feeling this time were like a massive lack of productivity. Like I stopped working, really. Like I have not been working as much as I should be. Like obviously I've been getting all my work done. Like I'm not in trouble at work or anything. Like I'm meeting all the expectations, but like I'm in a senior position at my job and I should really have my own projects and be, you know, doing fun, exciting things, you know? And I just haven't been. I've been doing like the bare minimum. I've just been doing my job, and I haven't been happy about that. I don't feel like I'm performing well. And I don't want to be like that. And so I was bringing it up at work, no, at therapy, and like to my psychiatrist a lot. And we thought of like a lot of really helpful things, like practically, like I don't have a desk. My apartment's really small. And so I was like, okay, I need to go work at a desk. I'm gonna go work at coffee shops or at my job's office, which I don't think it's actually open for use, but I can try. And like, I'll take my medicine a little earlier so that I can start my day a little earlier. Just like a lot of different practical things that were hopefully gonna help with my work. And then I think like 2 weeks ago, yeah, like we did realize that I was depressed. And then I started really trying to, the reason that like it kind of hit, and like in therapy, I brought up like my dad. My dad died almost a year from now. He died at the end of January. And at this time, it was like early December, I realized that I had been on a trip with my dad for 2 weeks the year before. And for me personally, like and I think like everyone does, but people don't realize, or, you know, maybe it doesn't affect them, I don't know. I get really affected by like holidays or important dates, you know, that something happened on. And I hadn't really been like thinking about that. I'd just been kind of like living my life and being like, oh, I just don't feel well, like I'm being really unproductive, like what's going on, my medicine's not working as effectively. But then I really sat down and I thought about it, and I was like, oh, this time last year, I was on this like really special but difficult trip with my dad a month before he died. I was also preparing, or like realizing that I needed to ask my husband for a separation, which I did next month. There was like a lot of other difficult things that I haven't talked about on my channel that were going on as well. And that's when I kind of realized like, oh, like I am like feeling a lot of feelings based on like, it's been a year since these things happened, and it does not feel good. Like I was in such a crazy space last year. And they teach you this in like alcohol recovery, because I'm also an alcoholic in recovery. They teach you like to be wary of holidays, to be wary of important like dates, you know, birthdays, New Year's, Christmas, because those can be triggers for a lot of people. And so that's something that I usually catch on to, but this year I just like didn't realize what was happening. And yeah, like I then realized like Thanksgiving was really hard, Christmas is coming up, like this is just gonna be a really hard few weeks, months in my life, and I was feeling depressed, I think, because of those things. You know, I was upset about my dad dying, you know, angry. There's a lot of feelings that come with that, right? And I just like couldn't identify why my behavior and like why I was acting that way when nothing seemed to be wrong on the outside. Like my job was fine, my relationship was fine, like everything seemed fine, you know, but there were things from last year that were definitely coming up like in my body and that I didn't realize, you know. And so that was really helpful in therapy to be able to realize that and like identify exactly what it is that is causing my problem. Because I'm someone that like, if there's an issue that comes up for me and there's no explanation, that like just, it's just, I can't have that. Like I need an explanation. I need to figure out logically what's wrong. It needs to make sense to me, you know? So figuring out like why I was being so unproductive with work was really helpful, because now I can like do something about it, you know? Like I need to grieve my dad, so I am gonna, instead of just like brushing off those feelings or like trying to only think of the positive, like I'm gonna sit with those feelings when they come up, you know? And because that's what you should do when you're grieving, you know? And it's really helpful to like be aware and know, oh, okay, I'm depressed because of this, this, and this, and it'll pass, and it's not gonna be forever. And I have all these tools in place that are gonna help me feel better and do better. And something that I really appreciate about like healthier Rachel in like this past year is that I established a lot of habits that like have carried on. Like I am not a habit person. I don't like to do stuff. I don't like being healthy. I don't like doing good things for myself. Like we see these YouTubers that are like, I'm going to the fitness, like now I'm gonna go to the smoothie, and now I'm gonna go to my event. And I like don't like that. I want to stay at home. I'm antisocial. I have low energy. But I know that those things help me when I'm not feeling down. Like I don't want to go out to the winter market. Sounds like a fun idea, but do I actually want to physically get up and do all the things that I need to do in order to go there? Like get ready, figure out where to park, you know, I don't know, whatever. It's cold out there. It just feels like a lot for me. And I think it does for a lot of people with ADHD and also other neurodivergencies, depression, you know, it just feels like a lot. But once I'm actually out there enjoying the thing, like it does feel great. I like doing the thing. It's just hard to get myself to actually do it. But during the summer when I was feeling better, a little bit more energetic, the weather was good, I was doing these things, you know, like I got into core power yoga. I hate exercise, you know, but I found that with core power yoga specifically, I like that, maybe this is just like my ADHD or you know, I don't know talking, but like I like how it's all uniform. I travel sometimes to like New York, California, and any core power studio I go into, it's gonna be exactly the same. Like exactly the same, you know, and so I know what to expect when I get there. I know what I need to do when I get there. I know the classes are all like pretty similar no matter where you go. And I like that about that. I also feel good at the end of it. I hate it when it's happening, but by then I'm like, that felt good. I feel energized, like all those people say in the vlogs, which I, you know, insane. But I do feel good after I do it, you know, and yeah, and like I also need an instructor to tell me what to do. I can't have a gym membership because I just won't go. I need someone like pressing me to do it. And I found that core power was really good because someone's yelling at you to do something. And it's also, I also love it for the meditative aspect. There's also like the yoga aspect of the workout that is really healing and helpful for me as someone with like mental health problems, because I struggle with sitting, and ADHD, because I struggle with sitting still. Like people are like, meditate, and I'm like, bitch, I ain't meditating. Like I have 500 thoughts running through my head. Like I'm not sitting there in silence, you know? I struggle with that. But in yoga, like I have paid money to be here, and she says to like think about your intention. So I think I'm gonna do it, I guess, because I'm here anyway. So yeah, like I started going to yoga like a lot, like not like a crazy amount, sorry, like 2 times a week, maybe 1 time a week, more likely, that's more accurate, but it was more than I was doing before. I also started going to, because again, I'm in recovery, every week I like establish which meetings I go to. I always go to these meetings. I have a friend group there that I want to see, you know, and so a reason that my depression wasn't, and like also I established seeing friends. I made friends, I reconnected with friends, I maintained connection with my friends that I already had, you know, like I went out and did stuff, I met them up. I'm not a social person. I do not like socializing. I have a lot of social anxiety. Like I struggle with like worrying that people don't want to see me, or they don't actually like want to hang out with me, and like any kind of rejection. Yeah, so I take like a rejection of an invitation very personally, which sucks. Like I decided I needed to host a holiday party to like stay connected with my friends who I haven't seen in a while, and so I like sent out an invite, and I was so anxious from the start, and it ended up being that I had to cancel it because something came up, but a lot of people also couldn't make it, and like once that happened, like I was really terrified of rejection and like people saying they couldn't come, and then when it happened, like it didn't feel crazy, or like I didn't feel super hurt, because these people do want to come to my party. It's the holiday season and they're out of town, you know. But even like planning it or like doing it was really stressful for me, but I like know I need to socialize because it was something that I practiced a lot when I was feeling better. So yeah, those are some things that like I kind of made a habit, like seeing friends, going to my little meetings, hanging out with friends after, going to yoga, leaving my house. I was leaving my house a lot with Humpty on his walks. And I think a reason my depression during this time right now is not that bad is because I am still doing those things. Like they became a habit. I go to my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday meetings. I just do, because I did that all summer. And I didn't like doing it at first because it meant I have to go leave my house, I have to go socialize, I have to go be emotional in these meetings usually, or deal with emotional things. But I got used to it, and I also started to enjoy it. We often go out to dinner after, we hang out. There's also an aspect of helping people in this community where like that's central, and helping people really helps take me out of my own like pain or whatever. And so I may have been depressed. I wasn't working. My place hasn't been cleaned in a long time, like but I was going to my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday meetings, which meant I was socializing, going out to dinner with friends, helping people, you know. I was also going to my core power, you know. I just like knew I had to go because it's good for my mental health, like. And then I was also seeing friends still because I just got used to it, and I like these people now, and I want to hang out with them, I guess. And so making these things more routine for me, I think really helped, because I might have been feeling like shit all day on Monday, like just really down, thinking about my dad, but I was like, oh, I have to go to my 6 p.m., you know, like, or I'd have a friend text me and be like, see you at the 6 p.m. because they always saw me at the 6 p.m., you know, and so I'd be like, okay, I'll go, you know. And in the past I'd walk, like in the summer I'd walk a lot, but like I also know I'm low energy, so I would just drive. It's not far, but I would drive. It's also cold. And honestly, like during those meetings and at the end of those meetings, I always felt so much better, like energized, happy even. And it made like the last 4 hours of my day where I'd be alone in my apartment so much better. You know, instead of like wallowing, listening to sad music, looking at pictures of my dad, in like an unhealthy way, I think, not like, you know, like just really, I don't know, wallowing when you know, there's a healthier way to deal with negative emotions. I was like doing other things or having more positive thoughts about it, you know, or not letting it like really consume me. So like if you're doing well right now in a season, but you know that there's been periods where you haven't been doing well, I would like try to definitely establish some routines that are like fun and easy, or like even just okay to you right now, and things that you think you might like. Like I think I would like yoga, and then it turns out I did. And so that when you're not doing well, it just comes so much easier to you to do it. And that's been something that like I really appreciated. And I didn't really talk much about the connection with my ADHD. So like, again, I have been diagnosed with ADHD for like 3 years now, maybe 4, I don't know. I'll add a video up here. I don't know, you can see, maybe you didn't tell me how long I've been diagnosed with ADHD. But my Concerta has usually worked pretty well. Like I'm not a normal person when I take my Concerta either. I'm not a normie who like functions properly and wants to do things and gets my work done and focuses perfectly. I am not. But I am much better. Like I can focus when I need to focus on work, whereas before I wouldn't, you know. I do clean my apartment. I do these tasks that I just don't want to actually do, you know. The medication works. But for the last like 3-ish months, I noticed it wasn't working as well. Like I wasn't being able to focus. I remember I was on a call with my sponsor for like an hour. I did not hear what she said. I was like, no, in one ear, out the other, had no idea what she was talking about. You know, it was a real struggle, and I was just thinking like, wow, this is not good. Like my focus is shot. I literally don't know what the hell is happening. And it was like that in my work meetings, in my AA meetings, and with friends, you know. I was just really struggling to pay attention, just like I used to when I was, is this clean? Yeah, it just has a stain on it. And that was really difficult for me because I didn't really realize what was happening. But now looking back, I'm like, oh, this started like in October maybe, and it was in the months leading up to what was a really difficult November, December, January last year, you know. And it makes complete sense that I'm depressed right now. But I'm also very grateful that I established these routines when I was feeling better, because it just hasn't been as bad. Like something you know, now that I know what it is and know what's affecting me, it's so much easier to do stuff. You know, like it's so much easier to take the next right action that I know, is going to help me, because like I know this isn't forever. I am doing so much better. I'm so proud of myself for establishing those routines without realizing what I was doing, that I was establishing like a safety net for myself later on. My camera overheated. So I didn't really like identify my depression easily this time, and that's why. Because it looked different. I was medicated. I'm like, have good habits now. I have worked through a lot in therapy. And so yeah, I just didn't recognize it as easy. I am glad that I was trying to recognize it, because I was, you know. It's easy to just like wallow in your sadness. And I have like a lot to be sad about, I would think. You know, not as much as some people, but I think everyone's sadness is valid. And I feel like I've been through a lot these last few years, and it's valid that I feel this way. And so, you know, it makes sense that I'm depressed right now. I also know that it'll pass. But yeah, it just looked different with my ADHD. It affected like the efficacy of my medication, my depression. It, like, again, I usually keep my place really clean. Like I was talking to my friend the other day about how like I haven't been able to clean my apartment lately because I've been depressed, and she was like, that's crazy because like when I was visiting you, you were like mopping constantly, you were always vacuuming and stuff. And I was like, when I was feeling better, I was, you know, deep cleaning my apartment a lot often. Now it's like, it's clean, you know, but it's not like, I haven't mopped in a long time. I cannot get myself to do that. I have a very small apartment and I still cannot bring myself to mop. Maybe I'll do it this week. But I'm trying to have a lot of grace for myself as well. But yeah, and I don't know, I've just like also been trying to sit with feelings that I'm unsure about. I'm learning how to trust my judgment. That's something I also struggle with, trusting my own judgment, because my judgment has not always been the best in the past for me. Like, and now like I'm doing much better. I make a lot better decisions, and I'm learning how to trust my own judgment. So like, if I say I don't want to do something, I do still examine it. I'm like, why don't I want to do that? Like why don't I want to go out right now? Is it because I'm trying to isolate, or is it because I really do need a break? You know, whereas before I would have just like isolated maybe and not examined. And if I determine that it is because I'm trying to isolate, then that's helpful to me, because then I know that I'm actively trying to self-sabotage, and that there's something I can do to not do that. You know, so I am really trying to sit with my feelings and examine where they're coming from and where they're stemming from and what I can do to make the right decision. But anyway, that's just like where I've kind of been at these last few weeks. I will hope to post this video. I'm just gonna like, again, go through the rest of my day in this vlog. I think it'll just be a one-day vlog, just a quick one. I mainly wanted to talk about this, but I am gonna go to therapy, so I'll let you know if I have any thoughts after therapy. I have to leave for therapy in like 40 minutes. This is my first week not seeing my psychiatrist. We've been going through my ADHD assessment. These last like 5 weeks, 6 weeks, which has been fun. It does in fact confirm that I continue to have ADHD. And also like the way I was answering the questions made it seem really bad. And he was like, is this like how it is on your Concerta? And then I was like, it's been better in the past, but like this is like what it's like right now, you know? And then when we determined that I was depressed, it made a lot more sense that my answers were a lot more like worse than he thought they should be when I'm on Concerta. You know, it made sense because I'm depressed. Anyway, it's helpful for me to talk about these things. I love oversharing on the internet. Well, I don't like love it, but it's helpful to me. And also like something I found a lot of help in. Helping other people takes me out of myself, I would say. It's really helpful in that. And out of my own problems, and out of like, you know, the stupid problems that I have sometimes. And like getting your guys' comments and messages that you relate or that you appreciated something is really helpful to me, because it's like, okay, I helped someone by sharing this story that is a lot and difficult to share. You know, usually people don't share about these things so candidly on the internet. But I have found that sharing what's going on with me is helpful to me, and that's why I do it. And what has been even more special, like a special reward, has been that it's been helpful to other people. So that's also why I share. And like sometimes people ask me, because I tell people, like, they're like, what do you do in your spare time? And I'm like, I post YouTube. And then I always share about how much it means to me when I receive comments and like Instagram DMs from people who watch my videos who found something helpful. But yeah, I'm basically done. I put some things away while my camera was overheating. It's about to overheat again. But the way I organize my stuff also is, for me, in my opinion, ADHD friendly. Like, I can see everything. I don't like drawers, because then I can't remember where I put things anyway. So then I'm just like opening drawers and being like, what's in there? Even though like I put it in there, I just don't remember. Like up here is bras, underwear, socks. I know where it is. Right there I can see clearly it's t-shirts, long sleeves. Oh, sorry, long sleeves, t-shirts, shorts, and shirts I don't wear that often. So it's from like most commonly worn down. And then over here I have my like hot girl going out clothes, and then I have all my winter clothes and stuff. And then down here I have my workout lounge, sweatpants, and then jeans over there. And then the Super Puff bag came in so useful because I put all of my summer stuff up there. Love it. Anyway, I'm gonna finish hanging up stuff. I'm gonna finish cleaning my apartment. I'm not cleaning my apartment, that's extra. I'm gonna finish picking up this mess here. And then I have to get ready to go for therapy. So, yes. Thanks for listening to me yap.